everyone! So today I'm going to teach you how to write a fight scene. So I'm just going to focus on close combat in this video, but I will have two more videos, one that focuses on mid-range combat and another that focuses on long-range combat. So that would be the things like bows and arrows and guns. Although I do have one tip in here that is gun related as well, so hopefully that will help you. I'm going to note that while I have a fair bit of experience, I am still not a full-blown expert, and even with research, I may still get one or two things wrong. My big areas of knowledge are that I did jiu-jitsu for 3 years. I have my green belt. I did kickboxing for about a year or so, and I've done several self-defense classes with a former police officer and fenced for about 3 years. I've also dabbled in archery, but I'm still not great at it. So that brings me to my tips today. The first thing that you do not want to do is have instant KOs with a hit over the head. There are some better ways to do a fairly fast KO, or knockout rather. First one would be a long-range weapon like a dart, especially if it has some sort of chemical that can make you pass out very quickly. The second would be what's called a sleeper hold. Basically, you need to go for the side of the neck and get the carotid artery. You don't want to aim here because that's the windpipe. It's going to A, cause a lot more damage to that person, and B, it's just going to take a lot longer. You also, if you're going to do the carotid in the writing, you want to make sure that the mouth is covered because they could still scream. But it is a fairly fast KO. I believe it's about 10 to 20 seconds to knock out. This is one thing that I see all the time, where you have your protagonist hit someone over the head with some sort of object, maybe like this, and you think it's going to KO your villain. Here's what you think is going to happen. Here's how this will actually happen. It's not going to go well for your protagonist. I wouldn't recommend doing this. If you're trying to knock someone out, this is not your best choice. First of all, if you knock someone out instantly, they will probably have a really serious concussion, for one. For two, if you are trying to knock someone out, a straight up smack on the head is not the best way to go. You want to make sure the head is being turned, because this is going to move the fluid in the brain and it's going to be more likely to knock them out. So a lot of force to the side. That's your best bet. Or you can do what's called a sleeper hold, which looks like this. It kind of looks like you're choking them, but instead, this is hard because you're tall. But instead, you're pushing down on the sides. This will push down on the carotid artery, and you can get a nice KO. You will knock them out within about, I believe it's 10 to 20 seconds if you're doing it correctly. You don't want to push back like this. You will only get the windpipe that will choke them, but that's not going to make them pass out. Okay. So another one that is pretty ridiculous that I see a lot when I'm reading books is a flying jump kick. Kicks are meant to be close to the ground. You want to kind of have like almost a little bit of a squat here. You're bent down, and when you kick, you don't want to be aiming super high like this. It makes you off balance. So if you grab my leg, I'm off balance now. He could very easily push me lightly, and I'm very likely to fall. However, if you're aiming low, I know you can't see, but we'll tilt a little bit so you can see my feet. Okay. However, if you're aiming low, like let's say about here, I have more leverage. I can push into it. Notice how he's going to move a little bit more when I do this. So if I push, he's going to move. The other thing you can aim for is these nice knees right here. If you bend down, knee goes forward, and you push back. I'm not going to do this on him because I don't want to break his kneecaps. If you want to do it for practice, just slightly above the knee. So you push, pull. Just like that. Sorry, I probably should have warned you on that one. You're okay? Okay. Volunteer is okay. Now, last thing, I'm going to show you what this flying jump kick looks like so you can see how ridiculous it is. So a flying jump kick's gonna look really weird because you're putting all of your motion forward. So instead of looking like this, it's gonna look like this. It looks really silly. I'm not able to put any leverage into it. I'm just kind of flying out like that. It's not going to have any sort of force behind it, and it's not effective at all. And the last tip I'm going to mention is do not have the villain point the gun at someone's head. Guns are long-range weapons. That's not what they're used for, unless you are horrible at guns, in which case the villain shouldn't even try to use it anyway. Now, if you wanted to do this in your writing, what you could do is have your protagonist pick up on this and use the fact that they're using the gun improperly to get away. So we'll use the pan, I guess, as a pretend gun. Here you go. So assuming you've got your back to the gun or they have it to your head, your best bet, especially if they leave the protagonist standing, is you want them, especially since they can feel where the gun is, you want them to push it up and drop down. This will get the gun out of range, and from there, if you can keep a hold of them, you can also twist their arm, disarm them, take the gun. So those are all of my tips for this video. If you want to know more about long-range and mid-range weapons in fiction, you can check out my next 2 videos for this series. If you like this video and would like more author and writing videos, you can click that like button below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.